So I have a question for Nathan in his Flat Earth debate panel. Why is the horizon below Ranty's eye level in this photograph? All I did was apply the rules of perspective for a flat Earth, and this is a very good estimation of where Ranty's eye level actually is, which of course doesn't bode well for the flat Earth. The photo was taken from a video Ranty made last November 27th. And that evening he was featured on the Flat Earth debate show. And of course the main topic was that evil curvature calculator. But here's a summary of why Nathan thinks that Ranty's video supports the Flat Earth.
It is the biggest load of diatribe nonsense that they will extract from a mathematical presupposition in the first place. And I say no. There's no need, people. Don't need to go through this kind of arduous nonsense just to look at a picture. There you go. Isle of Man. That's my explanation. End of my explanation, in fact. Isle of Man. There it is. We see it. End of explanation for me. For you, you need to find some numbers.
Oh, you can only laugh because Nathan always demands a scientific method from his globe guest. But of course there's no need for him to go through this kind of arduous nonsense. But you know, that does make perfect sense because science requires math, and we know that Nathan can't even do something as simple as convert meters into kilometers. So imagine his shock when he sees the formula for the curvature calculator. I mean, horrors of horrors, there's even triangles involved. He can't even call Sleeping Warrior for any help. Nathan gets to beg the question. Isle of Man, there it is. He sees it. End of explanation for him. You know, the funny thing is that he's always ranting about the perspective hijacking curve calculator. So you would assume that he would be some type of an expert on perspective. But like other flat earthers, he just assumes that the horizon rises to eye level. No supporting evidence needed. That's just arduous nonsense. In fact, last week I released this video because a panelist on the Flat Earth debate show actually asked this question. So we can't use the eyes to judge eye level now? He was in an airplane, looked out the window directly at the horizon, which of course was in the center of his vision, and he was certain that this was absolute proof that the horizon had risen to his eye level. Of course, in that video, I also provided evidence that when you go out and measure the horizon, it always seems like they are below eye level. Now I wonder why that could be. So let's have a quick review. What is eye level? Here is a graphic from well-known flat earther P-Brain. Up above he has the orthographic view. These lines are visually parallel. So eye level is a parallel line above the flat earth. Now the important one is the perspective view from down below. Everything that is above eye level is going to converge down to eye level. Everything below eye level will converge up to eye level. And of course this is why on a flat earth we would see the horizon at eye level. This is a screen capture from Ranty's video. This shows the north end of the Isle of Man. This is North Barul right here. You can see it slopes down, and then we don't see anything to the north here, even though there's 7 miles of island. It's actually pretty low lying, but I'm not really interested in that for this video. What is important is that Ranty was on top of Nicky Nook, and his stated elevation was 705 feet. I did a check on the internet, and that is correct. Now we know that Ranty's eye level is a 705-foot parallel line above sea level. Now the second thing I looked up is how big are these wind turbines. This is from the Ormonde wind farm. The top of the blade, 512 feet above the water. The hub's 295 feet. So go back to P-Brain's graphic. And of course, these are parallel lines that would be below Ranty's eye level. Now again, it's important to understand the perspective view down here. So yes, these wind turbines would appear smaller and smaller as they got farther away. But according to the rules of perspective for the flat Earth, since they are below Ranty's eye level, they would never converge above his eye level, and therefore you would never see them above the horizon line. Yes, perspective does change the angular size of objects, but it doesn't matter how far away they are or how small they appear, perspective does not change the actual size of objects. The next thing I did was drew a line through the hubs, 295 feet, and another line across the top of the blades, 512 feet. Next, I added this ruler, and each mark represents 100 feet. So I aligned the 0 with the horizon, and then I scaled this ruler until this line intersected at 512 feet. And you can see the line that goes through the hub intersects just below the 300 mark, which of course matches the information that was provided on the website about these wind turbines. So now I have a very accurate estimation of Ranty's eye level. If you measured up from where these wind turbines are, this is where his eye level would be. So of course the observed horizon is well below Ranty's eye level. And it even gets worse, because here's North Barul, 1,854 feet. It is not only below Ranty's eye level, it is actually a little bit below the top of these wind turbines. Now this would be a parallel line well above Ranty's eye level, which would intersect the top of Barul off in the distance. And also, if the Earth was flat, Ranty's eye level should actually intersect North Barul at 705 feet. Now when we look at the perspective drawing on the bottom, what do we see? The bottom of Barul would be converging up to the horizon, and of course the top would be converging down. So we would never see the top of Barul below Ranty's eye level. So what about perspective from Ranty's view? For this, I'll use this graphic from another well-known flat earther, Phuket Word, which shows perspective from the observer's viewpoint. Of course, we can see eye level cutting across through the middle. On a flat Earth, we know the horizon would rise to eye level, and like in T-Bank's drawing, everything down below converges up to eye level, everything up above converges down to eye level. So let's transfer the information on T-Brain's graphic to Phuket Word's graphic. So here is eye level. The horizon rises to eye level, so I colored it in blue. Now here are the wind turbines. They are below eye level, so we would see them converging up to the horizon or towards the vanishing point. Here is Barul. Barul is both above and below eye level, so we would see the bottom converging up to the vanishing point, and of course the top converging down. So this drawing conforms to flat Earth perspective. Now the only thing is that Ranty did not see a line of wind turbines going away from him. The wind turbines were like this. They were in a row that was perpendicular to Ranty's vantage point. So if the Earth was flat, Ranty should have seen something like this. I mean, obviously the horizon should have been up to his eye level. These wind turbines are only about 30 miles away, while the Island of Man is 70 plus. So we should have seen water between the turbines and the Isle of Man. And of course, North Barul should have been well above the horizon. But this is what Ranty actually saw. And this does not conform to the rules of perspective for a flat Earth. And again, the two main issues are the horizon did not rise up to his eye level, and of course North Barul not only converged below his eye level, but even a little bit below the top of these much smaller wind turbines. Of course we would expect to see this on a globe because we know there would be a drop of the horizon below the eye level. So I'm sorry, but this photo is impossible on a flat Earth. And who denies the rules of perspective? Well, Nathan Oakley this Flat Earth debate panel, and of course anyone who believes in a flat Earth. And finally, a big thank you to Ranty for supplying more evidence for the globe.